Means that you may own a given resource, you may own a given form of assets, a given stock of assets, a given amount of goods, a given amount of, it can even be capital assets, those huge machinery, buildings, okay, land. But when in the real sense they are for business reasons. For business reasons. What do we mean? Some of us, some of you, some of your parents out there have been able to buy some trucks, some vehicles, purposely not to just move around, enjoying, not just move to louse around with them, but purposely to carry out business. To carry out business. In this scenario, when a given car takes a day without generating income, that is a loss. That is a loss for such a car owner. Why? Because it has not produced any kind of revenue for the firm or for an individual. Some of us have got some businesses, shops. In those shops, you have got cooking oil, you have got sodas, you have got sacks of sugar, you have got books, you have got pens, you have got rice, you have got posho. Mention them in your business. But at the end of the day, where the problem comes in is when you start measuring 1 kilogram of sugar you are taking home for children to take. Remember, as you are taking home, you are reducing on the stock of business. As you are taking home and you don't pay for that sugar, you are busy letting your business down. Because we have to know that whether you are taking salt, sugar, rice, posho, even if a small packet of cooking oil, 250 grams of butter cooking oil, we are supposed to touch into our pocket, pull out the 1,000, pay into the business for the item that you are taking away. For the item that you are taking away. So if you are a kind of person who is going to be feeling like you want to take fried beans, you have bought something and you have not actually paid for it, it tends to mean that you are busy exploiting your business. And you are busy making it go down, slowly going down. If you are selling fuel, we have some people today in today's business here, in the villages, they tend to buy a fuel, petrol, in jerry cans. From the fuel pump, they take in the villages to sell. And you also have a vehicle, a car, or a motorcycle. And when the fuel gets finished from the motorcycle, you just measure 2 liters. You drop into your what? Your motorcycle, and you don't pay. You are not calculating that is my business money being utilized and being reduced at one time or T. When you continue like that, the business will be no more. So, what am I trying to explain? It is that when you have set the business, you the owner, you have to make yourself so far from the business. I'm not meaning far in terms of the distance, but you have to give the business free to do its part. You sell, you feed it, you sell, you feed it, you sell, but not becoming a parasite to the business. Do you know a parasite? A parasite is an insect, or is someone who depends on another from whom is not feeding back. You get that? Hey, so at the end of the day, that business will have to prosper. It will have to continue flourishing. It will progress. But when you don't create the distance between you as an individual and the business, you're in problems. Your business is in problems, because you will be getting much out of it for your own and family consumption. So, what is my advice? My advice is, when you have set the business, you have set your farm, and you have those assets for the farm, purposely for business activities, what you always have to do is, if you want an item, because when you have some income in your pocket, it may not necessarily need you to go and buy from the neighboring shop, that because you have a distance between you and your business. Yeah? No, it does not necessarily need you to go to the neighborhood to buy. That's because you don't want to touch into your business. No. Measure the cooking oil. Measure the sugar. Measure the rice which you want to take home. Touch in your own pocket. Eh? This personal wealth. Touch in that wealth of yours. Come and pay for the rice, for the salt, and for the cooking oil. Then the business will continue. Understood? Yes. So our businesses should not collapse when you have got this information from me. Okay? Yes, let me hope I will be finding you prospering in business. Thank you so much for understanding that. All right. Now, having understood these three forms of wealth, please just also allow me to link it to the characteristics of all of these wealth. In other words, characteristics of wealth. But that one you have to have in mind this, and then the features will be very easy for you to identify. Very easy for us to identify. Yes, we are looking at the futures. When you're talking about futures, we also mean characteristics, okay? Characteristics of wealth. Characteristics of wealth. We must be having the three forms in mind, and at least giving some features from both of them. So we say the first one, that this wealth we are seeing here, which is owned both by an individual or a firm or a country, they own or they have a money value. They have a money value. They have money They have money value. What do we mean? That these assets can be monetized. Can be monetized. Monetized, still I mean that they can be calculated into money. They can be valued. They can have an attachment, or they have an attachment in monetary values. For example, when you put up a house, that house has raw materials that you have used to raise up that building. And when you raise that building of yours, you have raised that building. You have raised that what? That building of yours there. With the iron sheets, see? With the iron sheets. Okay? With your good ventilators here. Don't you always put them along the windows and the door? Now, I want you to tell me, were you getting these bricks to build the house free of charge? Did you get the cement? Did you get the bricks? The cement? The sand? The iron sheets? Did you get the ventilators? Also answer me whether you got the nails free of charge. Yeah? Were you getting them free of charge from where they are sold? And therefore, since you were not getting them free of charge, when you are building, you are busy calculating, adding item per item. How many bags of cement have you used? You write. How many bricks have you used? That 10,000 bricks. At how much each brick you calculate. Sand, how many trips of sand have I used? And each trip at how much? Are you getting that? The nails, each kilo at how much? Iron sheets, each iron sheet at how much? So at the end of the day, you will have to value, to rate your building. That this building you are seeing here, I'm very proud of it. I am very proud of this building because it really costed me this amount of money. If you think it is a joke, I'm not a joking subject. I suffered to build this house, okay? So, when you have made up your full calculation, you attach all that amount of money to be the value of your house. Clear? Yes. Let me hope everyone is following us. Is following me. Right? Yeah. So, it is from here that we say that assets have money value. Wealth have money value. Okay? Here you have just used one asset. Even if it is a car is valued in terms of money because of its raw materials. Of what makes up that car is weighed in terms of money. The body, the steering, the engine, the tire, you get. And the rest, mention them. Just as you look at the car. So at the end of the day, they put the car there. That is Land Cruiser, model this. And it is valued this. It becomes an asset. It is an asset, but valued a given amount of money. All right. I told you that when I see you smiling, I just come to understand that we are moving together, okay? Thank you so much for following us. So, besides the house, besides the money value, we also say that wealth which we said is a stock of assets, which assets are in various categories also. We have variable assets, we have fixed assets. Yes. So, they also possess utility. When we are talking about possessing utility, for example, first of all,